sound of a gentle ocean breeze transitioning to a low, ominous rumble. Imagine a volcano. Not just any volcano, but one that decided to throw a party and didn't stop for 2.5 centuries. I'm not kidding. For 250 years, this thing was a relentless, fiery beast. This is the story of El Jorullo, a volcano in Mexico that literally grew out of a farmer's field and refused to quit. Our story starts in 1759, in the lush green farmland of Michoacan, Mexico. Life was normal. Farmers were tending their crops. Life was peaceful. Then one day, the ground started to shake. Not just a little tremor, but deep, gut-wrenching rumbles that made the earth feel alive. The local villagers were terrified. They started hearing strange, subterranean noises like a giant beast stirring from its sleep. Then on September 29, 1759, the nightmare began. The ground in the middle of a sugarcane plantation tore open. It didn't just crack, it ripped apart. And from this gaping wound, fire, ash, and red-hot rocks began to spew into the sky. A brand new volcano was being born right before their eyes. And El Jorullo was not a gentle baby. Within the first 24 hours, it grew to an astonishing 82 feet tall. It was a monster and it was hungry. It devoured the entire plantation, swallowing fields of sugarcane and indigo. The eruption was violent, explosive, and it just kept going. For the next few months, it was a scene straight out of a disaster movie. Rivers of molten lava, glowing bright orange, flowed across the landscape, burying everything in their path. The sky was choked with a thick black cloud of ash that blotted out the sun for miles, turning day into an apocalyptic twilight. The air was thick with the smell of sulfur. People had to flee, leaving their homes and everything they owned behind. Now here's where it gets truly mind-boggling. Most volcanoes have their big moment, and then they calm down. Not El Jorullo. It continued to erupt on and off for the next 250 years. Generations were born, lived their entire lives, and died, all under the shadow of this constantly active volcano. Imagine telling your grandkids stories about how the mountain in your backyard has been erupting since one of their great-great-great-grandparents were kids. It became a permanent, terrifying, yet somehow accepted part of their world. It wasn't until 1952, a quarter of a millennium later, that El Jorullo finally fell silent. Today, if you visit, you'll see a massive 1,083-foot-tall cinder cone standing where a peaceful farm once was. The landscape around it is still scarred, a stark, lunar-like terrain of black volcanic rock. It's a silent, powerful reminder that the ground beneath our feet is not as stable as we think, and that sometimes nature decides to put on a show that lasts a lifetime, or several.